up a little higher.
Gotta be up.
What can you put it on top of?
Yeah, if we can sell a little box, maybe.
Buzz.
We're sorry, we're novices. Chris gave us a lesson last week. We both took notes.
The lesson apparently wasn't in depth enough.
It wasn't enough detail.
How's it look? I'm right next to Dan.
No, it's okay.
No, we're still
We
not high
gotta
enough.
get it up higher.
Put it in an
Box
angle.
on its end.
Let me get another box.
How about that?
How's
Is
that
that better,
look?
Roger?
We get half the TV there.
Okay, go on, turn it on its end. Go all the way up.
Almost.
Can you tilt it up?
No.
Let's stick this under there and see what that does.
There
we are.
That's pretty good.
Good?
Building
Good
blocks.
enough. That's good enough. All right, should we record?
Yeah, click on
No,
it.
I'm fine. I'm just gonna leave it right where it is.
Record to the cloud.
I'm recording.
Recording in progress.
There we go.
All right. Excellent. So thank you guys for having me out to demonstrate the Zumo for you and explain how this works. I've got the device completely factory reset, so when you pull this out of the box and you plug it in, this is how it starts. So I'm going to walk through the ease of activation of this and show you how it works. The other thing to remember for everybody is if you don't want to switch to the Zumo and you're happy with your cable boxes as is, you can stay just as you are. You don't have to do this. Alright, so first you want to select your language. And you want to continue in English, yes. Would you like voice guidance? Sure. So now we need to connect to the internet, right? So first thing, Wi-Fi using password. And I've got my hotspot on my phone turned on. And you're going to enter your password for your Wi-Fi. Real high complexity password here.
Write that down.
That's right.
Oh, your phone won't be here.
Yeah. But when I drive by.
Quick.
Okay, now we're connected. So just that easy, right? So now it's online, it's updating the software, making sure it's got the most current version of everything on the device. You know, a lot of, just like any other device, even a cell phone, when you first get it, it's probably got an older software that you have to go through and just make sure it's up to date. So that is working and it won't take very long. Usually.
Going back to before, so this starts October 1st?
Yes.
October 1st?
Tomorrow.
Yes,
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So everybody should be seeing the faster speed tomorrow. I think you guys had the same channel lineup before, if I remember correctly. So nothing will change there as far as what channels you have.
Well, we're getting HBO and Cinemax.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We did throw that one in.
Ooh, ooh.
So you'll have those available now. If anybody's paying for those currently, that'll be removed from your bill.
And they'll just show up on the subscriber list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there a lot of people switching to this?
That's okay.
There's a lot of communities that are switching over to this. They're really seeing the value.
No.
You know, there's
No.
a lot of communities out there that just
I
had
ordered one
bulk
yesterday,
TV
yeah.
with us, and everybody was, you know, paying for their own internet.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that gets expensive, you know, $80, $90, $100 a month just for internet. And you can get a much better deal by bundling it all together under
Yes,
bulk.
and then we-
So we have a lot of neighborhoods doing that these days.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay on this. Maybe I
Is
should
there
have done this
another-
before.
Is there another service that you guys just signed? I got some kind of email or phone message about another service that was now available. I can't remember which one it
There's
was.
my-
Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount
Paramount
Plus.
Plus,
Yep, it's now included with your channel lineups. You'll have that available. AMC also has an app that we're now offering. ESPN Plus,
Wow.
Disney Plus. We're partnering with a lot of these other companies out there. If you think back to about roughly about a year ago, we went through a big dispute with Disney.
Oh, wow, remember.
They pulled a lot of their channels out from us, and they were fighting that they wanted us to include Disney with every package that we offered. Well, we had to go back and forth with them and get a better deal on it than what was being offered to us. They were trying to more or less say triple the charge.
Oh, okay.
And they're actually going through the same dispute with YouTube right now too. They're going to all the different service providers and they're hitting everybody for it because they have control. So now we've gotten through all the negotiations with them. Everything's good, but now we're branching out into more and more other app
So
partnerships.
if we have the old box and I'm on through a Roku, where you have to go in and then sign in so that you can do it, what are you signing into when it's your guys' stuff?
So you'll see, for example, on Paramount Plus, it'll say sign in with provider. So it's going to ask you who your cable provider is. You're going to select Spectrum,
Okay.
and then it's going to ask you for your Spectrum login information, how you can get
Gotcha.
online with us.
Okay.
The systems will then talk and say, okay, he's good, let him in.
And the same thing holds true with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus?
Correct.
So you finally did get a good,
We got it all
Disney?
worked out. Yeah,
Disney?
it was a big fight.
Yeah.
It took a long time, and we were catching a lot of heat for it, especially with ESPN being pulled, because it was right at the beginning of football season. They knew when to come and hit us.
Right.
Oh, they ruined the US Open?
what do you mean pulling ESPN?
Fell apart.
What's that?
Have you gotten ESPN back?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
and that's why we now have the ESPN Plus app also,
Okay.
so you have more viewing capability.
Oh, okay.
And with the little sidebar conversation, that took up just enough time, and now our update's complete.
So you
That's
go to
perfect.
the app portion of the streaming to pick up these new channels,
Yeah, I'll show you.
plus Paramount Plus and what, okay.
There's your black screen.
It's just rebooted. No, what
And their
happened?
TV, John.
What could go wrong?
All right, so nice little greeting for us. Hello.
It has to be just English.
Come on.
Hello again.
Now we're all
Hola.
Hola.
¿Qué tal?
It's still rebooting. I see the light flashing on it. So
yeah.
We need faster chipmunks.
And this will obviously work much faster at your home because you're going to have the faster internet already. Remember, we're working off of my work cell phone, which is an old iPhone.
That's sad. Sad.
Alright, now you're connected. Okay, so you have the option to make this remote that comes with your Zumo your primary remote as well. So you don't have to have 2, 3 remotes. So if you want this to be able to control your TV as far as your power on and off, you would say yes here. So just for example, we'll say yes. Try changing the volume. Did it work? No. Alright, so try changing the volume again. Not yet. And it's going to ask you your TV. Is this a Samsung? I think it was.
Oh, geez.
See? Find it for me. I don't know what it is.
That's quite a
Look
feature.
at that.
Yeah.
Now we
That's
got it.
Amazing.
Alright, so now you can control the TV with just this remote. So if you also have a surround sound system, same thing. It's going to ask you if you want to control that. For the sake of time, we're going to say no here.
But if you
Good.
do, you just.
Same exact thing that I did for the
So
TV.
if you're routing through a receiver,
Mhm.
it does the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Privacy policy. A whole bunch of legal terms in there that we'll just, like everybody does, you just hit accept. All right. So it's asking to link the account. So with this, you can go to zumo.com/activate, or you can use the little QR code with your camera on your smartphone, which is just takes you to zumo.com. And now it's asking for that 6-digit code, all right? 706887, and agree. And of course, I gotta log into my account. Sorry.
Do you have to use the QR?
No. Nope, not
You can
at
go
all.
to zumo.com, activate.
Has Zumo gotten better? Is it-
Alright, so that is good to go. That should refresh here in a moment. Alright,
Okay. Oh, perfect.
continue. It's going to ask you where your TV is, just so it's for labeling purposes to make things easier if you have multiple Zumos. And you can say, alright, well this one's in the master bedroom. What's your time zone? Eastern. You want to share your watch history. So do you want it to look and see what you've watched, what you're watching, for recommendations, right? So that it can say, well, you watched this show last. You're probably going to want to watch the next episode. It just came out. Would you like to see? All right.
Is that the Naked and Afraid channel?
One of Jack's favorites.
So you can also, from then, at this
Everybody.
point, you select which apps are going to show
I don't even
on
know what
your
you're talking about.
home screen. So you say personalize.
But are you saying Zumo has gotten better?
It is. I mean, it's a pretty nice device.
Yeah.
It gives you everything. So this is the main screen of the Zumo. So when you hit the home button on your remote, this is where it takes you. Now you can go down here to view all apps. All right, and you've got all the variety of apps that are available on here.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind,
Apple.
some of these are subscription based, right? So like Hulu, for example. If you want to watch Hulu, it's something that you would subscribe to on your own, but you have it right here on this device. So you can then use the voice search and say, search Tom Cruise movies. And so since the only app that I've logged into so far is the Zumo account, it's the only one it's going to pull movies from, right? So as you have your HBO app logged in, as you have Netflix logged in, it's going to use all of those for your search. So if that were the case, and I search Tom Cruise movies, it's going to bring up whatever's on Netflix, whatever's on Zumo or Pluto TV, whatever's on your Spectrum package, puts it all right there for you.
Wow.
Very, very user-friendly, very easy. Let's see.
Good. Apple.
So you've got the whole variety.
Wow.
You can go down to continue watching. It gives you some popular stuff for free. Top 20 in viewing, you know, what everybody else is watching, so you can keep up with everyone.
Is this only on the Spectrum app or is this on all the?
This isn't even the Spectrum app. This is just the Zumo. So this is like your Zumo home screen.
Okay.
So you can search through, I mean, it's kind of like Netflix, right? So you can just keep going and going, looking to see what else might be out there, and it's going to keep giving you different search options.
Is there a lot of free stuff?
There are.
Go ahead. Somebody want to say something? Gail, do you want to speak?
Jimmy Stewart.
Oh my gosh.
I saw him in the play, Harvey,
Oh, wow.
and it was fantastic. This is in London. It was
Wow.
so good.
That's cool. So the Zumo Play app has a lot of free stuff on it. A lot of your classics.
Invicta Beaver.
Lassie, everybody loves Lassie, right? So that's it. That's the Zumo.
Wow.
Impressive.
And you get to the channel lineup how?
So
Right, respect.
go into your
Okay,
Spectrum
got
app,
it.
and it's going to want me to log in. But when you go into your Spectrum app, it's going to give you your live TV viewing,
Yep.
and then up on the top left, you'll see guide.
Okay.
The guide looks just like you have on your cable box. You have all your options right through there. Record and whatnot. You can even one of the really cool things with this is if you click into a show on the guide, say for example the Connors, right, and it's 10 minutes into the show already, it's going to ask you if you want to restart it.
Wow.
And it's just pops up on the screen, little blue box says restart, question mark, you hit yes, it starts it
So
over.
if you're using the record and you want to go to a recording, you do it through the Spectrum app?
Yep, on the Spectrum app, right up on the top left where it shows guide, you'll also see my library. That's where all your recordings are.
And fast forward through commercials?
Record everything.
Only on the stuff you've got recorded,
I don't
Okay.
like live.
not on live TV.
Yep.
I don't blame you.
And you can fast forward through those recordings like you can the other recordings, right?
Correct.
So you don't have to watch commercials.
Correct. As long as so you can't fast forward live TV, right?
No,
you
I
can fast
understand
forward
that.
recorded.
I bet I could find the movie, the Shack.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
he's
my favorite movie. And I bet I could find it.
I bet. There's a lot of stuff on here.
I'll say.
So what kind of questions do you guys have? Anything scary or alarming?
No, it's just up to us to do this and get the box, and get it ourselves.
Yep, it comes out in just that little box. Just 2 cords, a remote, and the little black.
So if we call them, they'll send us one, or you do it through the.
You can call in and they'll ship it out to you. You can go into a store and they can hand it to you in person. I preference going to the store just because then I can hand them my old box and get the new box all in one transaction. I don't have to worry about shipping the
I
other
like to
one
hold on
back.
to the old box until the new one's working.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
like
I
you
got
saw,
it. I got
5
it.
minutes to get through.
I see.
They're not gonna give you
Not
a
gonna
new
take
box
you 5 minutes.
without an old box
Well, they will, but they're going to add a charge to your account for that
until
additional
you
box.
bring it back.
Yeah.
Now,
So our contract, anybody who's listening, our contract allows us to have 2 of these, or what?
2 Zumos or 2 set-top boxes,
Or 1 of each.
or 1 of each,
And-
or 1 DVR box, 1 Zumo,
Uh,
or 1 DVR, 1 regular set-top box.
But not 2 DVR.
And
Not 2 DVRs without a charge.
So like right now, I've got 2 DVRs.
Right.
Okay.
You'll be charged for one.
So you'll only
Unless you
charge
switch
one.
one for a Zumo box.
Right.
now the stations that charge, is there most of them expensive or nominal?
The apps,
Yeah.
it depends. Some of, like Hulu and some of the other ones out there that do charge, they give you options, right? So there's a lesser expensive option, but it's going to have advertising. So it's going to have commercials.
Yeah.
You can also subscribe without advertising. So it's just how much do you want to pay to not deal with commercials.
Yeah,
You would
Netflix
say-
started like at $8 and now it's 14 or 15.
Right. And they're actually going to an ad-based version too.
Yeah.
So
They're
you
going to start
can-
pumping ads through.
You can get 4 or 5 and probably not spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. It's, if you start to think about all the different apps that are out there, a lot of people are going through we're cutting the cord stage, and then they go out and subscribe to, 6, 8, 9 apps. Well, you're paying just as much, but now you have to go to how many different apps to watch what you want. Just get cable.
So I currently have 2 regular boxes and a DVR box, which I'm currently paying for the DVR. That would continue because I have 3 boxes, right?
So your scenario, your DVR charge would go away. You would only pay for the 1 standard box.
Because I got a letter that said my DVR charge is going up.
Yeah, it's because they didn't. We were
It's the same
talking
thing
about that
Michelle
earlier.
got.
They didn't reference or they don't cross-reference the new contract until it's in effect.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Which is
after it
tomorrow.
goes in effect, if there's a charge, then I should just call the bulk number.
So yes, but give it 30 days because it's when the service goes into effect. your bill stays the same for 30 days. So November, when that bill cuts, you will see all the adjusted charges.
Now, how about the bulk bill?
The bulk bill is the same. It'll be November for the changes to the charges.
Okay, because I thought one of the benefits was to
Right.
get the lower price for the October.
So the big benefit with the October turn is that you don't see a rate increase in
That's right.
January.
Okay, so we're gonna pay all right, so 10 months we're gonna pay the same thing, 2 months we're gonna have the last two.
Yeah.
To be lower,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
But we don't have a change in October, okay.
Correct.
All right.
They're billing arrears anyway. They do billing arrears.
And so when do we
That's
get,
what he told me.
when do we get the folks to come back and bury wires that have been on top of the ground for 2 years? Out
Yeah,
behind
we
my
got a
unit.
couple spots. That
We
Still out
so
behind my
there.
unit,
I
they're still
thought we
on
had
top
some
of the
guys come out and do that.
We
Yeah, you
did,
did.
oh, you did, but
Mine are
they
still out
didn't
there.
get them all.
Okay.
Roger's got one for sure.
I got one
Okay.
right outside my back door that you
But
can
I'll
trip on
get
it
you
every
the
time you
list.
walk out.
Give me a list and I'll get it back
him a
over to
new
the
list.
field.
I'll give him a new list.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Gotcha.
I gotta keep poking somebody.
Hey,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
here,
it's
I'm
me. I'm
poking you.
always the guy, you know.
Notice, other communities been real excited about this.
Very much so.
Where's the fiber gonna drop off? Where,
So, believe it or not, you guys already have fiber delivery to the node. So
what's the node?
the
Is
node
that-
is it's the equipment that delivers service into the community. So
Okay.
up to the node is all fiber.
Got it,
From the node in is coax.
got it.
So, yeah. But high split is where you would see the big benefits that compare to fiber. So fiber, one of the biggest benefits is symmetrical speed, right? Same upload as your download. That's coming. We have a technology that we're releasing called high split. And what that is, it's just equipment that we add into the node. There's no interruption for you guys. It's a seamless transition. When it happens, all that you'll notice is your uploads now go the same as your download.
Wow, that'd be great.
And there's no extra charge.
That's not
there's
till
no-
next year, right?
I think it's next year for you guys. We're doing it in no real order at all. I don't know the reasoning for how and why they're choosing where and when, but there's not like even pockets. It could be one node here and then one, 20 miles away.
Is there a
next day.
notification process?
You'll get notification after it's done. They're not going to say beforehand that
Okay.
it's coming because if the date moves, we don't want to have to answer to that.
The connection to our security cameras,
Mhm.
how does that start, or?
Good
Excuse me.
question.
So once this is in effect tomorrow, you'll be able to call into the bulk owner customer support. So there's two numbers on the bottom of my signature of my email. One says tenant, one says owner. That's the one that's going to be specific for the bulk account, for the master account. You would call in to the owner customer service, say I need common area service and this. We've got them all covered on there like we outlined. So
Okay.
they'll place an order, they'll set up a tech visit, and we'll get it up and running.
Oh, yeah. And
So
who's,
you'll call the owner.
You would call the owner one for that. Yeah.
and who was gonna explain all this to all the old people here?
You just did.
No, no, no.
That's it.
That's all they'll get.
That's,
the
I mean,
best.
if the important part of all of this was how I started. They don't want to change anything, they don't have to. You want to leave it with just cable boxes?
Oh,
You can leave it with just cable boxes. The speed and the channels will all become available automatically to them, right? So if they're already connected to the internet, it's just going to start moving faster. That's all. So there's not anything that they'll have to do.
So we don't have to change router or modem or anything like that?
Nope.
All right.
No, all of our routers that we've released pretty much within the last 3 or 4 years have been capable of the gig speed. Now, 2 years down the road, whenever the next iteration of speeds comes out, yeah, it might have to change your router, but that'll be something we'll talk about, the next round.
Are you saying the old box, the regular channels some channels are being added?
Mhm.
Oh, so that's been improved, plus the Zumo's improved.
Yep, and the speed of the internet.
Oh, it's been.
Yeah, we're moving everybody up to the gigabit speed internet.
Oh, well,
So
that's right.
terrific.
anybody that does use streaming apps, Netflix and whatnot, Everybody knows the spinning wheel of death, that little buffering wheel. You really shouldn't be seeing that much after the
Plus the-
speed upgrade.
Internet for computers.
Oh yeah, yep. Everything will move up in speed.
So the people who are paying extra for extra speed now probably won't have to in the
They
future.
won't have to. November statement, that'll be changed.
We
Yeah.
have a few that do
It's
that.
seamless, right? You
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, helps
We
the
don't want to
working
have
person.
500 people having to call us.
No.
Our call centers need to be available for issues and problem solving. We can fix this. You know, it's a billing thing. We're making the change in the system anyways. Why would we make you guys call in to say, hey, this is now included? Somebody's going in your account and making all the changes anyways. So make the changes to the charges while you're in there.
Well, when they cut off the last quarter of my football game the other night,
I was a
to go to
little
the
nervous.
to go to the next one.
My neighborhood, we had power and everything after the storm, but the node that delivers into my neighborhood didn't have power because one of the lines were taken out. And so, you know, it's like Friday afternoon, Saturday morning. I'm like, do I just go to the store and get a cable box?
Yeah.
Like, I can't miss football tomorrow. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Luckily, I went out and ran some errands, and I came home, and I'm like, we have internet. We're good. Yeah.
Good, yeah.
So very lucky. But yeah, of course, if that's the worst of the problems with all of that.
With everything going on, are people
Seriously.
totally out still on the beach?
Oh yeah,
Long
yeah.
boat?
They just opened access to the barrier islands up in Pinellas yesterday, and they're not expecting to have infrastructure back to operational for at least weeks. Like there's no running water. The county turned off the water over to the barrier islands. There's no electricity. It's been turned off.
It shows you what a storm 100 miles away could do.
It's scary, right? Had that been even 30 miles closer,
Yeah.
what would it have
Could've
done?
been.
It's very scary. I'm redoing my flood insurance after all that, so
Yeah. Wait till you see the new rates.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Don't ask.
okay, when you look at Zumo and your regular channels, it's all, it can all be done out of that. It's real easy to go from Zumo to regular channels.
Yeah, very easy. It's all on the Spectrum app, so you just
Okay.
you go onto the Spectrum app. Now, of course, it's going to ask me for login, but once you're logged in, you click on the Spectrum app and it takes you there, right? You're going to see the live viewing, which defaults, unless you change it, defaults to Bay News 9. Once Bay News 9's on the screen, you have your guide, your library, all of that on the top left.
And all of that's intuitive for recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It's all right there. When you go on the guide, you select the program, it's going to ask you if you want to record it. If you want to record the series or just the one, and just like the boxes do.
The search option's still there?
Search option's still there. Makes it even easier though, because you can just say it right into the remote.
It's thumb-proof.
It is. It is.
What a great.
My wife, not very technological, she's got it figured out. So I feel pretty confident saying that just about anybody can handle it.
When you talked about the speed and you talked about the hesitation in that circle, is that just for the internet where you're streaming, or is it improved through just the cable as well? Because the cable TV sometimes does exactly the same thing.
So depending on what you're using, right? So if you're using a streaming version for viewing, that will be improved, yes. When the cable box does that,
Right.
that means there's some interference in the line, and that wouldn't be improved by this.
Great. We thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.